Let's learn how to multiply tenths by tenths. So here we have an example of a tenths place decimal being multiplied by tenths place decimal. In this case, we have 6 tenths times 6 tenths, or 0.6 times 0.6. And the easiest way to do something like this, just like we can do when we multiply any decimals, is to just think of this as not having decimal points to begin with. Then we'll put them back in at the end. So here we have a problem we're more familiar with, and it is just 6 times 6. So 6 times 6 is 36. So if we put the 6 down right beneath that, we can carry the 3 to the next place, which we see there's nothing to add it to, so we can go ahead and drop that straight down there. So we have our numerical answer. Now let's figure out where to place the decimal points. So we're going to re-examine the original multiplication. We had 0.6 times 0.6, and the way we're going to figure out how many digits need to be to the right of the decimal point in our product here, the way we're going to figure that out is to count up the digits to the right of the decimal point in the two numbers we're multiplying. So we have 1, 2 digits to the right of the decimal point in the two numbers we're multiplying. So we should have 2 digits to the right of the decimal point in our answer. We're always going to start counting over here. 1, 2. We have 2 digits down there, so that means we can just place the decimal point right in front of those 2 digits for a final answer of 0.36, or 36 hundredths. So we know that this answer makes sense because we have a fraction of a whole with no whole number times another fraction of a whole. So we're taking a fraction of a fraction, and we add an even smaller fraction of a whole. So this looks like a good answer here. Let's try another one. So this time, let's do 0.4 times 0.2, or 4 tenths times 2 tenths. Do the same thing. We'll think of this as just 4 times 2 with no decimal points. 4 times 2, we know, equals 8. So we can go ahead and place that right down there. Now let's figure out where the decimal point goes. Re-examine the original multiplication. Count the digits to the right of the decimal point in the two numbers we're multiplying. 1, 2. That means we need 2 digits to the right of the decimal point in our product. So if we start over here, we're going to need 1, 2 places beyond the decimal point. This is going to be our digit in the hundredths place. We don't have a value for our tenths place, so that means the value is 0 in that place. So we have 0 tenths, we have 8 hundredths, and that is going to be our answer. Again, this makes sense because we're taking a fraction of a whole multiplied by a fraction of a whole, and we're getting an even smaller fraction of a whole. So we find that 4 tenths times 2 tenths gives us a product of 8 hundredths.